Hey, what's going on, everybody? Mr. Super Potato here, and I want to talk to you guys about something that's been hitting me really hard. That's nostalgia. So, nostalgia is basically a longing for something in your past, and sometimes it could have a slight sadness or something that have you feeling happy, excited, remembering something, and just a good feeling about something from your past, something that just makes you happy. I said sadness because there is a slight sadness that that time has passed, and you can't get back to that. No matter how hard you want to, you just probably can't get back to it. But there's some things we can do to kind of feed that nostalgia, kind of get those vibes back from back in the day. For a lot of people, it's your childhood, or it could have been your time in college, just time in grade school. Some of these different things that we could be really nostalgic for, and well, for me, what it is right now, video games. Like, yeah, I'm a video game channel, but I've started collecting Super NES, N64, Xbox games, and I left out GameCube there. I left that out on purpose because I'm not really nostalgic for GameCube, but we're gonna get into that in a minute. But this whole video is gonna be on nostalgia and what's going on with me right now, what's going on with the channel, and why nostalgia is got me by my pants. You know, it's got a hold of me hard. So where and when in my life am I nostalgic for? So basically it's growing up from my earliest beginnings, my earliest thoughts of first grade playing that Super Nintendo, and really going all the way through high school, and then getting my Xbox 360 and playing Halo 3, right? That's what I'm nostalgic for right now. And I did play games before that on the NES, but I'm not really too nostalgic for the NES right now. Just lately, it's been the Super Nintendo and the N64 real hard. And I'm just going back to all these different memories of myself, my brother, and my friends just sitting around playing these games in our playroom that we had. And at first it was the Super Nintendo, and we taking turns on Donkey Kong Country, or say my brother getting the new Donkey Kong for Christmas, you know, and us running upstairs after we opened all the presents, you know, and did the family stuff when it was time for us to play with our toys. The two of us going upstairs and playing that Donkey Kong. Or, you know, we got the N64 and we're playing Mario Kart. We got 4 controllers plugged in, and all the neighborhood kids are over, and we're all having a blast because in Mario Kart, like, either you're really good, or everyone's kind of on the same playing field, and everyone growing up with the N64 in their households, we were all pretty good at the game. So it just led to so many weekends and sleepovers of just fun, just straight up like fun. I don't know how else to put it. I haven't had so much fun doing this type of stuff, and now I'm growing up, right? I'm in my mid-30s. I got kids of my own, you know, my wife, a dog, and a mortgage, and I have all this stress at work all the time. And so I ask myself, why? Why am I so nostalgic for video games right now? Why have I stopped essentially playing the Apex, playing the Call of Duties? And if I'm not at work actively busy, why am I cruising and whatever word that's supposed to be? Why am I looking at the Facebook marketplaces and eBay for these old games? And whenever I do go on these work trips, when I get a spare moment, why am I looking for a game store, a retro game store nearby? Like, I drove an hour out of my way the other day in California to go buy a couple games. This is when I picked up 1080, Tony Hawk 2, and Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. What is driving me? And it was been kind of driving me crazy the last couple of days, asking myself, why am I willing to spend $42 on a copy of Banjo-Tooie when I know I already have a copy of that on the Rare Replay on my Xbox, and it's better graphics, but why do I want to spend even more money on a video game to collect it instead on my shelves? Well, I asked my wife this question, and she gave me a really good answer. I'll get to her answer in a minute, but what I thought first it was, I thought I was getting nostalgic for this because when the NES Classic, or the Nintendo Entertainment System Classic console came out, I couldn't find one in stores, and I went on eBay and I paid $135 off one. I bought it off a scalper. I know I'm a terrible person, but this was back in 2017. A few months after it come out, and I couldn't find my own copy. I eventually did find another one, and I just sold it to a friend for the price I got it. But that, I thought, kind of got me in that nostalgic mood. So I didn't really buy anything else. I think I dabbled a little bit on a couple and like 2 N64 games, just because I walked into a retro game store randomly and I bought 2 games. I think that was Star Wars Episode 1 Racer and another copy of Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and a memory card that actually didn't end up working, but it's not even about that. Anyways, and then the Super Nintendo Classic came out. The mini console came out. Got, once again, nostalgic for that. I played it for a couple hours and put it down. Went back to my Xbox, playing Call of Duty and all that. But why am I now hard into it? Why am I now streaming games? Well, I asked my wife that, and okay, hold on. Let me pause for a minute. I thought it was because of my sons, right? I have two boys. I have my oldest, who's 6. His name's Parker. My youngest, who's 4, Todd. You guys have heard Todd on this channel. Todd's my little gamer. I've been trying to get both boys into gaming, but my oldest son, he's not too into it. He is on the autistic spectrum, so he doesn't really understand things the way we do, and he's not grasping video games just yet. And that's fine. I'm not going to push him to it. If he one day wants to get into it, well, Daddy's got all the games for him. But my youngest son, Todd, he loves Mario. He's super hard on the Kirby right now. I showed him Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, just he thought it would be cool, but he's playing it non-stop. Todd is in the games, but he's playing new games. He's playing games that he wants to play. He's not coming in here playing old games. Like, every now and then we'll get on the Wii, but he's playing all the new Switch games. So, but I'm like, well, why am I still nostalgic for my old games? And this hasn't really answered the question. Well, my wife told me maybe new games are too complex, and you don't really want to play those. You just want to sit down and shut your brain off. And I slapped the table and I yelled, bingo. Like, you are absolutely right. So my biggest gripe with God of War recently was the skill tree and the new weapons. And the same thing with Doom Eternal. There are so many weapons and upgrades you have to get, and you have to read and learn about. And then when you get it, you have to know when, where, why, and how to implement a certain ability or technique at a certain time. And it's too much. Like, games have developed, and for my personal take, right, is my video, for me, games are going too far out of their way to come up with new ideas, to the point where it's too much, and it's just not fun for me right now. And the same goes with like a battle royale, right, or a Call of Duty's. Like Call of Duty and like Apex Legends, you can kind of shut your brain off and just play. If you're playing team deathmatch, now if you want to play battle royale and you're trying to win, and you're with the team, you don't want to let the team down, you have to think about what you're doing, what you're picking up, what you're playing. Like with Apex, if you go watch some of my older videos, it was all Apex Legends, and I burned myself out. I wasn't necessarily trying to get popular or big on Apex, playing on YouTube, but I just wanted to play it and highlight some of those fun moments that my friends and I can go back and watch. And so that's why I'm not taking those videos down. But this channel's turning into a nostalgic channel, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to every night coming home, putting the kids down to bed, and coming back and playing whatever game that I want to play. And I want to start playing games from my childhood, like what you're watching in the background. I don't know where you're at right now, but it could be Banjo-Kazooie or Tony Hawk or Mario or whatever game I've been playing recently off stream. And I want to play those games again. I want to get those nostalgic feelings again. I want to introduce these games to my viewers, right? If you're a younger viewer or you just haven't played these games in some time, I want you to get excited again about that. And on my Discord, people have shown videos of them hooking up their old systems, and that makes me happy, right? That means I'm influencing that, and hopefully you're having a great time. Also, I want to play games I missed, right? I alluded earlier that I'm buying GameCube games. Well, and Wii games. I guess I left out Wii, but I've been buying Wii and GameCube games. Well, I didn't really play in those generations. During the early, we're after N64, so about 2000 to about 2003, I was playing Xbox and PC, right? So on the original Xbox and PC, I was in high school, or just about to be in high school. I was too cool to play GameCube. Nintendo's for babies, you know. I ain't playing that console. Well, I missed out on a lot of good games, right? I just paid $95 for Wind Waker, which I know I overpaid. It wasn't through DK Oldies. It's from a local independent shop, mom and pop shop. So I don't feel terrible for spending too much money, but it brings my point in that I am actively hunting and spending a good amount of money on these retro games, and a lot. Like, I'm starting a collection. I'm not going to go for a complete collection. I'm just going for the collection of games I had in my childhood that I played, or games that I wanted to and I couldn't afford to buy and play. Or maybe I picked them up at Blockbuster and I liked them, but I never owned them. Like, for instance, Super Smash Bros. 64. Played the crap out of that game, but never owned it. So that's kind of where this channel is going to go. This kind of turned in from like a nostalgia channel, or a video, to a channel update. I just wanted to kind of touch base and let everyone know what's going on. If you guys got suggestions for games for me to play, let me know. Throw them in the comments. Something from your childhood, bring that stuff up, and maybe I can play it on the channel. But next I'm gonna get through Metroid Prime. I think I'm gonna start Wind Waker shortly after Metroid Prime, and I'm sure I'm gonna continue liking Metroid, so I'm probably gonna pop in Metroid Prime 2 Echoes shortly after I finish Wind Waker, and then we'll go from there. I am actively still looking for games, although I feel like I am starting an addiction. So I'm slowing down. I just today bought Banjo-Tooie on eBay, and it's coming in the mail by Monday. I'll do a new pickups video probably another 2 or 3 weeks, but I am slowing down on buying random games. But if I do see a good deal, I'm still gonna buy it. But I'm rambling. Actually, that's kind of what I want to do, is ramble. But see, that's the new channel. That's nostalgia for me. Is these games that I played as a kid, or games I missed, that I still want to have the adventure and the feeling of those old games and the games I missed. I still want to absorb those stories and go back to it. Like, another big nostalgia hit for me was the GoldenEye coming out on Xbox Game Pass. Like, that hit pretty hard. That was a good one. That felt good to play. I streamed about half of it and I finished the rest off stream. But I do appreciate everybody watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, give it a comment, subscribe, share it to your friends, hop in the Discord, jump on in the whatever description below if you want to donate to the channel. Don't donate to me, but donate to the St. Jude Foundation, as I always tell everybody. That's where that should go. I don't need your money. I just sit here and talk about video games. But probably going to do a new podcast in a couple weeks with Dave and Mikey after we all finish Metroid Prime. And yeah, stay tuned for that. And I'll see y'all later.